Hey friends, Joe here at Reverb.com. Today we are going to talk about some techniques and uses for a capo. So first of all, a capo very simply in a solo performance can be used to either invoke a different emotion of a song by changing the key, or to accommodate a vocal range if you're singing or playing with a vocalist. Very simply, when you slap a capo anywhere and you play the same chord shapes, you're just playing that same song in a different key. For example, as a solo performer, you can immediately change the tone and the environment of your chords if they're in a different position. A tune you might know, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. I'm going to play the shapes in the open position. The recording he's using a capo on 7. I'm going to play in the open position, and we're going to hear the difference of how different these shapes really sound. Obviously the key is different, but the whole emotion is different when we hear this. And the tune as is. Immediately sparks a different vibe, a different atmosphere altogether, just a whole new color. That's already a great tool to have, you know, especially for you songwriters out there. Try throwing something in a different key before you even have lyrics for it. See what it does, see how it makes you feel. Might invoke a different lyric. But where a lot of the magic with a capo happens is if you're playing beyond a solo performance, in an ensemble situation, or most commonly for us guitar players, in a duo guitar situation. So if you are playing in a guitar duo, if you use a capo while the other guitar player plays open, you are completely expanding your harmonic range and your dynamic color, and all of a sudden you can sound like an orchestra of guitars with just 2 guitars. I want to really quick talk about a couple techniques that we can use to effectively position our capo to get the most out of it. Okay, so first of all, always identify the root of your open chords. All of the guitar chords, G, C, A, E, D, A minor, all those chords, identify and always visualize where the root of that chord is. For example, if you play a G major chord, open position, this note here, 3rd fret, is the G. Right? So that's the note, that's the root of that chord. That's the note that chord is named after, right? Secondly, memorize and visualize 1, 4, and 5 in all of those keys. So, same example, key of G. If G is the 1, then C is 4, and D is 5. That's what one guitar player is doing. The other guitar player is going to use a capo. How do you know where to put that capo to get the most out of it? So, let's say we want to play 1, 4, and 5 in the key of G, but we want to use D shapes. We want our D shape to be the 1 chord. So we have to visualize a root in our D chord. Open D string is going to be the easiest to visualize there, right? So if that open string is the root of that D chord, then we're going to apply that. We're going to find the G. That's what key we're going to get to, right? So we're going to find the G on that D string, and we're going to put the capo there. The capo effectively makes a new open position, right? And now our open D string, which is capoed on the 5th fret, is a G. Since we know that that open D string is the root of this D shape, we know that that's the shape to apply. And now that we know that this is a G chord. So if you're playing D shapes, the shapes you're going to use for 1, 4, and 5 are D, G, and A. When I was a kid, I learned shapes, and once I had shapes that fit into a Beatles song or a Stones tune, I was like, okay, that's good. I don't need to know anything else about it. And that's all cool, but that can develop into a habit of just thinking around shapes rather than applying a little bit of language to them. So if a capo can be used as a tool for you to apply a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of chord theory, and a little bit of chord structure to your shapes that you already know, then you're already opening doors. So we can already hear how effective that is with two guitar players, with one playing up in a different position. We're hearing so much more depth, we're hearing so much more color, and we're getting more context. Alternate tuning, because it's altering any shape that you'd play, it's gonna alter your playing, it's gonna make you sound different automatically. And also, and maybe most importantly, especially for beginning guitar players and stuff, a lot of chords can be played very easily. One finger chords can kind of be played all over the place with alternate tunings. Okay, I'm gonna show you an example of this. A Bob Dylan song called Simple Twist of Fate. He used an open D tuning and a capo on the 2nd fret. And we're gonna hear how that sounds first with standard tuning, no capo, standard tuning with a capo, and then I'm gonna play it how he played it, alternate tuning with a capo. So as I'm playing this tune in standard tuning, no capo, and standard tuning with capo, I'm gonna be approximating the chords of the song. But we're gonna hear how much sweeter it really does sound with the open tuning and the capo. So yeah, explore these open tunings, open D, open E, dad-gad tunings, and throw a capo around. It'll allow you to express in a way that's not a go-to for you, which is always good for us. Also, different kinds of capos. They make all kinds of capos for 12-string guitars, nylon string, 6-string steel string. They make banjo capos. They make capos that only compress 3 of the strings. You can get some interesting voices there. Whatever you do, always just have fun with it. And remember that a capo is not just a utility, it's a songwriting tool, and it's a tool to help you apply some knowledge to the shapes that you already know. Thanks so much for watching. Grab a capo, try it out. We'll see you guys next time.